Hi there and welcome to The History Teacher. This revision video covers early Elizabethan England 1558 to 1588 of the GCSE Edexcel History 9-1 course. Hopefully you'll also find it useful though, even if you're studying any of the other exam boards or even if, like me, you just love history. Hi there guys, we are still looking at the reasons Spain and England were at each other's throats in the 1570s and 80s. So far we've looked at the religious and political tensions between them, and this time we're going to investigate why each country's trade and wealth ambitions got in the way of their relationship. England and Spain are both developed through the 1560s as trade competitors. They competed with each other for the resources they could get from the New World and from other important trade routes such as from China and Turkey. Spain had been busy throughout the 1500s conquering new lands in Mexico and Peru. Both lands were wealthy in the extreme, providing Spain with gold and silver, both of which it shipped back to Spain. While in these lands, they also discovered sugarcane and tobacco, and these became the must-have items and sold for a huge profit in Europe. England, on the other hand, was much slower to develop as a great trading country. However, there were sailors like Francis Drake who were now sailing the world and discovering new trade routes and lands. So, to understand the problems England had with Spain, we need to understand the importance of the Netherlands as a port. It played an important part in allowing access to trade with European countries, as both the River Rhine, which travels through Germany, and the River Scheldt, which travels through Belgium and into France, both end there, and these were important ports. The Netherlands was controlled by Spain, who could therefore block England's access to these routes, meaning English traders lose out on deals in Europe. England also had no settlements in the New World, so the Spanish essentially held a monopoly on accessing the new wealth those lands brought. Spain insisted on traders in the New World being licensed by them, and obviously refused licenses to English traders. This meant that English traders had to come into conflict with the Spanish if they wanted to trade in the Americas, which of course they did. The English decided that the profit to be made both in selling in Europe and trading in the Americas was worth the risk. So, rich individuals, including Queen Elizabeth herself, financed English merchants to raid Spanish colonies, as well as stealing directly from Spanish ships. Meanwhile, Francis Drake was circumnavigating the globe, and while he was at it, took the opportunity to do a bit of privateering, bringing home over 400,000 in gold and silver. Elizabeth also encouraged the sea beggars, which you will remember from my last video were the Dutch rebels. She wanted them to attack and steal from Spanish ships sailing between Spain and the Netherlands. And this is what led the Spanish to run out of money, meaning that they couldn't pay their soldiers, which led to the Spanish Fury, otherwise known as the attack on Antwerp in 1576. As you can imagine, Philip II was none too happy about the activities of Elizabeth and her sailors, and the situation brought them one step closer to war. Elizabeth, rather than backing down, knighted Francis Drake. This infuriated Philip. To him, it was a clear message that Elizabeth approved of the actions of the privateers and therefore dramatically increased the hostility. Philip, on the other hand, saw these privateers as nothing better than pirates, who he believed needed to be dealt with. From Philip's point of view, Elizabeth was a criminal, and he would go to war to stop her if that's what it took. Okay, that's everything you need to know about why trade caused tension between England and Spain. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I always reply as quickly as I can. Don't forget, if you like my content, I'd really appreciate it if you buy me a coffee to keep me going. That's everything for today, and I will see you next time.